friends of Park City Television, what is up? Park City, Camas, Midway, Salt Lake City, Ogden, Layton, Sandy, all the way down to Draper and Springville and all parts in between. It is great to have you with us once again on the Mountain Views program here on Park City Television. We are doing what we love to do, having a big show tonight. I am going to forego making fun of the news because sometimes I just need to come up for air because the news is so damn funny that I need to take a break. But that's good because we're going to talk to some local folks tonight who are engaged in art and commerce, and all possible permutations of those two. I don't remember my math, so I'm not exactly sure how that goes, but it'd start with art and commerce, and it's going to be fun. My friends, Ted and Ryan, also known as the Rose Phantom and Purgatory Pete, are here. They have filmed a pilot for a show called Conjuring the Spirits that takes an incredibly novel take on ghosty shows, as my wife loves to call them, but this is with a serious intent to connect with the paranormal, the supernatural, as well as my good pal Johnny Riche. It's been too long since J to the R has been here on the show. We're going to talk about Rockwell watches. He is intimately involved in this fantastic business. Bam! Yes, that's right. And of course, a fellow who has always been a driving force behind the Thrillbillies. It's always great to spend time with him. I think that you will have as much fun as I will have chatting with Johnny, and I'm going to have a great time. So let's do this. Let's kick this thing off. My pal Danny Neff is coming into town next week. We'll get the details on the dates. Unfortunately, she's not going to make it here to the Mountain Views program, but that's okay because she is on a whirlwind tour with her band Megafauna, and they're going to have one night only here in Salt Lake, and I just look up to her. She's an amazing guitarist. She's a great vocalist. And she's a graduate of the University of Texas at Austin Law School. So, yeah. Let's check out a little bit of Megafauna. Enjoy. Welcome back. I do have a few regrets about this television program, one of which is when guys who come on this show that I just love having on because they make great television, whether they're here or anywhere else, it's been too long, and my next guest is without a doubt in the category of, dang, it's been too long. This is Johnny Riche. He's back in the house. He's here tonight with Rockwell Watches. What's up, brother?
How are you, man?
Good, man. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, it's been way too long.
We're here.
We have to thank the Adventure Gear Expo.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
it's a cool deal, man.
I thought about you, and we weren't connected on social media at all. But
now we
as
are.
soon as I saw your face, it was like we were never apart.
We're connected.
How are you, man?
Dude, I'm so good, man. Life is great. We're just busy, you know. Rockwell Watches is keeping me running. You know, we do 80 live events a year and sponsor about 500 different athletes. So it's like every weekend, Dew Tour, X Games, Supercross, fights. It's just, we're busy.
And are you on the road for all of that stuff?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff. You know, we have our television series on the CW network, and so, you know, we travel and do stories on the athletes and the behind the scenes and kind of showcase the different events and the athletes that we represent and that represent our product. So,
and that's really the name of the game these days is brands. And we had this conversation last night about music, about how record companies don't matter as much as they used to in the music business, and how a lot of what happens with elevating musicians or athletes or anybody is happening through brands and through the association and the benefit both that the athletes have and also that kids have. Sure. who love the folks that you work with. Talk a little bit about how Rockwell gets that together and how you make it work for the business.
You know, one of the first things that we did when Riche, my partner and the owner of Rockwell Time, started the company, one of the things that he did is he had some motorcycle shops and he was supporting a lot of the local athletes, gear and things. It just kind of comes with the territory.
Right.
And he just decided, man, I really want to take care of our athletes. If we have guys that are willing to wear our product and that are willing to be ambassadors for our brand, we want to take care of these guys. So that's really been our philosophy. We have a really great athlete manager named Bryce Brown. Everyone really at Rockwell plays a part, but Bryce Brown is our athlete manager, and he makes sure that our guys are taken care of. And in that, they're such great representation. They're representatives for our brand. So when they're at an event or they're here and there, they're pushing us, and that helps the business grow. And in turn, we get to be a part of the cool events. We get to travel the globe and spread the brand. And one of the things that we're really getting into now is we've always had a charity component. When we look at an event, we look at a couple different things. And one of those things is, does it have a charity component, and is it good for the community? And in that, we love giving back. And so whether you partner with like the JDRF or the CF Foundation or Huntsman Cancer Institute, we want to give back. So one of the things that we've done is we've come up with the True Hero line
this is
of
really
watches.
cool, man.
And the True Hero, we have true heroes that walk our streets every day: policemen, firemen, military, servicemen, and women.
It's true.
So we've created this line of watches that say, hey, what better way to represent the fact that you're a fireman than wearing a fireman watch, but also giving some of the proceeds back to the charities or to the organizations that they represent to help out the community. So,
and it seems to me as though, I know it's tough to be in business, to make a profit, to make a living, to have something left over. Talk about both the challenge and the opportunity of making service to others and service to those who have given so much for our country, for our communities. How do you make that work and still be a for-profit institution?
Sure. Well, one of the things that we found out is when you are when you do give back, when it's just part of what you do. Like I said, we have 5 different things we look at when we take on an event, when we're asked to be a partner or associate with the event, and one of those things is the charity aspect, and is it good for the community? And so when we look at that and we say, man, let's just give back. Let's just go in there, and if we don't make a dime, let's just give it all we've got. Let's put together this big mud run for JDRF, and we'll see what happens. And without fail, every time, something good comes of it. So it's like one of those things where we've learned to just, man, if we can give, we can help out with the charity aspect, we can donate some money back to the cause, it comes back tenfold. And so it's been fantastic for us. It's been a great way, and I think this True Hero gear is, we're just at the tip of the iceberg on how big this thing could be worldwide, because there's so many active service members and military and police and fire and FBI and CIA and Homeland Security. There's just these people out there that are protecting our freedoms, and they're there to help in time of need. And so if we can give back, if we can sell some watches and give back to those specific charities and organizations, that's what we're going to do.
Very cool. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about what other crazy stuff Johnny Riche's been up to, because he's a fellow who loves to get into a little something. We'll be right back after this. It's Mountain Views on Park City Television. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. I am chatting with my main man. It's been too long since Johnny Riche was on this stage. We're talking about Rockwell watches, but now we got to shift a little bit for just a second and say, what else you been up to, man? What have you been doing that's crazy?
Man, just recently, about a year ago, I got contacted from an agency out in LA, and I went out and shot a pilot for a show on National Geographic called Man vs. YouTube. And it was myself as a stuntman and a British engineer. We took stunts from the internet, broke down the science, and then recreated them to see if they were possible. Kind of a Mythbusters meets Jackass kind of a thing, right?
Nice.
And so they shot the pilot, and I was there for 10 days, and we did some crazy stuff, and they aired it on National Geographic, and it went really well. And so right now I'm just, as we're pushing forward with everything at Rockwell, just waiting to find out when to go back out and possibly shoot more episodes and be a part of that. But it was a lot of fun. Back in the day with Thrillbillies, we used to write stuff out on a napkin. Like, how are we going to do this stunt, right? We're set at breakfast and draw this out. 9 times out of 10, someone got hurt, and it was a crash and fail. But that's what made the show fun.
Right.
This show was really more scientific. I mean, it was they broke down exactly why it should work and how it could work and what made the video realistic on YouTube. And so that was kind of fun to see that kind of Hollywood side of it.
Right.
When we're used to backyarding it.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, been doing that, and then right now we're working on a couple of fun different events that we're doing with Rockwell. We've got a big relay race coming up this weekend, Moab to St. George, the Rockwell Relay event. Also, a buddy of mine, Jared Willardson, who was a producer for Nitro Circus and Thrillbillies, is putting together a the big fun runs are in right now, right?
Absolutely.
Mud runs and Spartan runs and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Color runs and the whole works.
So he's like, why don't we take nitro and Thrillbillies and combine it and involve that into the run? So make these gnarly obstacles that we've all gone through and done, being a part of Thrillbillies and Nitro Circus, and let's let normal people do it. So he's putting this together right now. Rocco will be a big sponsor of that, and we're going to put a couple races on this year, I think, and test it and see how it goes. We got to get a big insurance liability waiver.
Right. That rider's huge. Cannot fit in this studio.
That's right. Just because some of the stuff we do is pretty crazy, and we want to give people the chance. Who's dropped in on a 40-foot mega ramp? X Games athletes, really.
Right.
Now we're going to give people the opportunity to do some of that stuff in a controlled, safe environment, but make it part of this run. So it should be pretty cool. I'm excited about that. That's coming up.
Your energy, is awesome.
Terry, I'm telling
so
you, this
good
guy,
to see you,
I
man.
love this guy. You too, man. Always. Thanks so much for letting me come on and talk.
Well,
it's
all
awesome.
the best to rockwellwatches.com. Information about the event coming up this weekend at the website.
Yeah, man. All of our information, rockwelltime.com. Rockwellwatches or rockwelltime.com. Go there, check it out, follow our calendar, see what we've got coming up. We've always got, our TV show, radio show, events. Come see us. We'd love to see you and hook you up with some watches, some gear. Let's do it.
You are the man. It's so good to see you. All the best. Best wishes for National Geographic.
Thanks.
I'm expecting you to blow up beyond the stratosphere.
You're making me blush. Quit it.
Exactly my goal. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. All the best. All right, quick break. After the break, speaking of getting dirty and dashing around, let's take a look at our coverage of the Dirty Dash. Just run, just muddy. After this, it's Mountain Views on Park City Television. Please stay tuned.